Courage is being scared to death, but saddling up anyway. John Wayne. Before I set out on the Peace on Earth tour, I did not consider myself a particularly courageous person. Sure, I defied death several times in this lifetime, starting when I was just a teen. I was with my two best friends, both named Linda, and we went for a joyride up into the Appalachian Mountains where we lived. Linda, the driver of the car, was the daughter of a mechanic, and she always had a running vehicle. Near the top of the mountain, the drive shaft went out, and it threw our car into a spin. On one side of the road was the side of a mountain, and on the other side was a deep ravine. Spinning around in the road, we were screaming to the top of our lungs, knowing it was probably not going to be a good outcome, whichever way it went. It wasn't our day to die, and therefore the angels intervened, and the car came to a halt safely at the side of the road with no one physically hurt. Everyone in our small town knew that a miracle had happened that day. Throughout my life, there were many close calls and more angelic interventions. But what I noticed was that with each incident after that mountaintop experience, I was unafraid of death. There have been two recent experiences during the journey where it could have been the end of the road for me. One was outside of Boulder, Colorado, going toward Denver. Traffic came to a halt, and I was behind a truck who stopped on a dime, and not being able to see the stopped traffic ahead, I didn't have time to respond as quickly. I cannot explain what happened that day. I saw my car go into the back of the truck. I heard the metal crunch, and I felt immense pain. All of a sudden, I was sitting at his bumper without a scratch on my car, and I was alive and intact. I fully believe that it was a dimensional experience where on one dimension, what I was mentally experiencing as the crash was happening, while on the current dimension, a miracle took place and the car miraculously stopped before making contact. The second incident was again in Colorado as I was driving out of New Mexico. I saw clouds forming and I knew that rain was probably in my near future. Rain and roads have never been a favorite mix for me, so I was already anticipating having to calm myself down to go through it. As I looked to my left, I saw a wall of white. I thought it was fog or low-lying clouds, but I wasn't too concerned as it was away from me and not in my path. Little did I know that the road curved ahead of me and that it was not fog or clouds. It was an ice storm, and I was going directly into it with no time to pull off or prepare for what was coming. It was a total whiteout with zero visibility. I could hear the tires crunching on the icy road. I heard hell hitting the car. I said out loud, "Well, God, this could be it for me. I leave the outcome totally in your hands." While there was no fear of death, there was a desire to stay alive, to continue on my journey, if that makes sense. I was okay either way, in other words. I had trust that if I were to perish in that storm, it was what the divine had already allowed to happen based on my life path. If I made it through, then that was divinely perfect also. After what seemed like hours, the storm subsided and I was on the other side of it. I pulled off the road at the first exit and I sat in an empty parking lot and allowed my body to breathe, to exhale, and to release the tension. I cried, I laughed, I praised the fact that I could continue on this beautiful ride called life. Angels, please share how we can best show up for ourselves in the face of life's challenges. Dear ones, visualize a beautiful, powerful creature you call a horse. As you sit on the horse's back, it adjusts to your weight, your energy, your sense of fear or confidence, and it awaits commands from you. That's what it's trained to do. The horse is not going to take you left if you give it a command of right. The horse plods steadily along, happy that it is being of use and feeling fulfilled in what it came to earth to do. There are a few things the horse is afraid of, however. It does not go about its day thinking that it might encounter a snake or loud thunderstorms. It prepares itself for the task at hand and stays focused on that. Dear ones, challenges arise during your lifetime. Some come suddenly, some you can anticipate and prepare yourself for. If you wake up each day with the assumption that something will go wrong, that things are not going to work out for you, that danger lurks everywhere, you are existing in a vibration that is setting you up for failure in everything you attempt to do. Only you can turn away from that kind of thinking. You make choices in every moment, and based on what you choose, it may be a great outcome or a disaster. When you allow fear to overcome your faith, you make your choices from your head. Sometimes horses are outfitted with blinders to keep away distractions so they will stay on course. If you find yourself with too many distractions in your life and you tend to go exploring other things instead of your task at hand, perhaps it is time to put the blinders on yourself. Put on the blinder of boundaries. Know ahead of time that there may be something or someone who will interfere with the completion of what you had set out to do. Set your course, and if one of these disruptions occur, you are already prepared to steer clear of it. Stick to your commitment and do not allow yourself to be distracted as you joyfully set out to fulfill that which you came to earth to do. Dear angels, I am grateful for the course I am on, and I release anything that distracts from the journey. Thank you. I love you. Namaste, y'all.